Zendaya has a grand Earth trine consisting of her Virgo Sun, her Taurus Moon, and her Capricorn Jupiter. So she's someone who's very practical, organized, resourceful, patient, and hardworking. And a lot of people praise Zendaya for the way she avoided the Disney curse and managed to take her career to new heights after Shake It Up. And this can be due to that grand Earth trine, as well as the abundance of Earth energy in her chart, since Zendaya is a Earth dominant individual. So she's naturally methodical and she prioritizes her long-term stability. That grand Earth trine is happening in Zendaya's 3rd, 7th, and 11th houses, and these are your relationship houses. And Earth energy can be very quiet, introverted, and this can explain why Zendaya always keeps her relationships private. This can also point to Zendaya's ability to leverage her network to build her long-term wealth, or Zendaya being socially blessed, meaning that she's surrounded by people who exhibit Earth qualities, who keep her grounded, and who help her make smart, practical decisions in life. Zendaya's 3rd house moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus, and this is already very different from Bella Thorne's moon, who's in its detriment in the sign of Capricorn. So Zendaya's early life has been much more fortunate and much more positive than Bella's. She's had a very stable and supportive family, and the 3rd house rules early education, and Zendaya is the daughter of 2 teachers, so having an exalted moon there can explain why Zendaya cared so much about her education even though she had a busy filming schedule. Her moon rules her 6th house of work and daily routine, and apparently Zendaya's mom forced her to study in between filming sessions, and she really made sure to incorporate education and Zendaya's daily routine no matter what. Even though Zendaya has a lot of Earth in her chart, she's far from being a boring, old-fashioned, unoriginal individual. She's an Aquarius ascendant, and her Aquarius Uranus is in her 12th house conjunct to her ascendant and squaring her exalted moon. This makes her a trendsetter, an individualist, someone who likes to experiment with her appearance, and it reinforces her ability to think about the future. She also has a humanitarian mindset. She's all about the people. She's aware of societal injustices, and she always fights to solve them. This can also point to Zendaya being a vegetarian, since Aquarius likes alternative ways to do things, and Zendaya's chart ruler Saturn is in her 2nd house of food, and Saturn rules restrictions. Her Aquarius ascendant can also make Zendaya very prone to criticism and controversy, and in Zendaya's case, it could pertain to her ethnicity, since, as you may know, she's half black and half German, and she's been criticized for some of the roles she played in the past. For instance, some people didn't agree with her playing MJ in Spider-Man because MJ is typically a white redhead. Zendaya was also cast to play Aaliyah in a Lifetime biopic back in 2014, and some people thought she wasn't black enough for the role. So having Aquarius on the ascendant can manifest as someone who's ambiguous, since the ascendant deals with your physical appearance, and Aquarius is all about being unusual, misunderstood, and unique. There was also this moment when Zendaya wore braids on the red carpet, and a reporter said that Zendaya must smell like patchouli oil or weed, and in true Aquarius ascendant fashion, Zendaya did not go off on that reporter and used this moment as an opportunity to spread awareness about how people need to stop perpetuating harmful stereotypes. Zendaya has her Venus and her Mars conjunct in the sign of Cancer in her 6th house, which makes her a career woman. She's very devoted to her work, her routines, as well as her health. And that Cancer influence also highlights the important role that her family has in her drive and her career, especially since her Cancer Mars rules her Scorpio midheaven. The collection she made with Tommy Hilfiger in 2019 was actually inspired by her grandmother and the diversity of body types in her family tree. She also paid homage to the modern working woman, which is very reflective of Cancer Venus in the 6th house of work. Zendaya also has her Aries Saturn conjunct to her South Node in her 2nd house, and her Venus, her Mars, and her Saturn are all forming trines to her 10th house Pluto, which is conjunct to her midheaven. So Zendaya is giving me workaholic vibes. She tends to start too many projects breaks and exert too much of her energy into her work life. She's also likely to be the type to do everything on her own and take lots of responsibilities and not ask for any help. And she needs to learn how to pace herself, take breaks, and ask for help when needed. Her Venus and her Mars are opposing her Neptune and her Uranus, and this can create lots of deceits and disappointments in relationships. And Zendaya has been cheated on in the past, so she might be the type to be very insecure, paranoid, and suspicious when it comes to dating. Her Libra Mercury is opposing her Aries Saturn, and this can also signify relationship struggles and delays, especially since her Mercury is ruling her 5th house of love and romance. So I think she harbors a lot of pain and dark emotions inside of her, but her Mercury Saturn opposition as well as her Venus Mars Neptune Uranus opposition are supported by harmonious aspects to her Pluto, so she's able to channel all of that tension into her acting career, and clearly it led to great accomplishments such as her being the youngest Emmy Award winner. Her pain could also be related to business relationships, and Zendaya often talks about how artists should be careful when signing contracts and they need to read them carefully. So she might have been involved in sketchy, unfair, or restrictive contracts in the past. Zendaya has her North Node and her Chiron in Libra in her 8th house. So in this current lifetime, she is and will be dealt with a lot of issues surrounding relationships, both business and personal. And as an Aries South Node, she prefers being independent and self-reliant. But in this lifetime, she needs to embrace the power of relationships and use her Aries South Node energy to advocate for fairness and equality in business deals, especially when it comes to money and shared assets, and especially when it comes to women and minorities. She also needs to spice up her dating life and understand that you can be in a romantic relationship while still maintaining your independence and prospering in your career. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Feel free to check out my other natal chart readings like the ones I did for Bella Thorne and Ariana Grande. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in my next video.